Have you been thinking about making your goals? Then you're going to want to listen to this episode because I'm going to talk about the art of goal setting, the actual first things you should do before you goal set, along with the three phases of the process, and how you can make an amazing one-page plan to have a great year. Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm Diane Rolston, your host. And today I'm going to talk about the art of goal setting, which is actually not even choosing your goals first. Goals are actually the last piece that you should be putting into place for your next year. So we're just in the first few weeks of January. If you've already made your goals, then I encourage you to listen to this process to see if you need to hit the pause button on your goals so that you can put this plan into place. Also, if you haven't made your goals, great, then you get to take advantage of what I'm going to share with you and really plan out your goals in a way that's going to help you have more success in this next year. And I'll let you know, also, there's still space in the Dynamic Year program. I encourage you to join so that you can create your own Dynamic Year plan and have accountability and motivation throughout the year to be able to reach all of your goals. So let's start off with this three-phase process, because usually people just say, I'm going to create my goals. I'm going to make a vision board. This is going to be amazing. And, sometimes it can be amazing. However, you're missing out. You're totally missing out on the benefits of the three-phase process. Let me take you through it a little bit. The first phase is evaluating. So evaluating how the previous year went, what was good, what was bad, and the learning from those. The evaluation has to happen so that you can have insights into how you did. You can let go of the disappointments, you can celebrate the accomplishments, and then move into the second phase where you do grab all of the wisdom, the learning, and the benefit of that is you're not going to make the same mistakes again, or at least not in the same way. And you're going to have more of, in your plan, more ways that you can overcome the different mistakes that you maybe see you're consistently making. You're also going to pull the wisdom, the golden nuggets from the achievements, which helps you then to transfer them to other future accomplishments and to accomplishments in other areas of life. So when people say to me, Diane, how have you had so much success? These two pieces of this three-phase process are things that not a lot of people do. And it's how I've been able to make great strides or leaps or jumps by doing the first two phases. But people want to just get to just make the plan, make the goals, make this happen. And so the third phase is creating that great plan, a plan that I call the dynamic life blueprint, because it gives you the whole picture for the next year, the how-to, the where you're going, and the things that are going to help you get over your obstacles and the areas to focus on. It puts it all into that one-page plan. That's what comes in the Dynamic Year program that I was mentioning. Now, when you have that one-page plan, it's like your compass, right? I talked before about the North Star, and this helps to give you the roadmap, that blueprint to get to your North Star year after year. So let's talk about what is in the one-page plan. So there's something called a theme. Maybe you've heard the word of the year, but the theme is that piece that is right throughout the whole year. And you can't just come up with the word. A lot of people just go, oh, this is my word, or I like this word, or I heard this one person pick this word. The theme comes from going through a very specific process in that three-phase process, right? Going through that, the theme becomes very apparent. The other thing is once we start to see all the things, all the places you got hung up and the biggest limiting belief that you have, we create for you a new paradigm. So you get to theme, you get a new paradigm. You also get to choose your values for the year. Now, they might be not the values that you're used to kind of using. There might be ones that are going to directly help you to reach your theme, to help you with a new paradigm, and to help you with your goals. Now, using the evaluation process as well as the grabbing the wisdom process, we create guidelines, 3 guidelines that you're going to live the next year by. And the goal in each of these, the theme, the paradigm, the values, the guidelines, is that you're going to be able to score yourself throughout the year to see how you're doing. And these are the pieces. When you feel indecisive, you come to the one-page plan. When you are not sure which direction you should take, you come to your dynamic life blueprint. When you're wondering the next step, you go to the dynamic life blueprint. It's so clear and so easy. A lot of the clients leave it on their desk, put it on a wall right beside them, have it as their screensaver, and they review it all the time. And what we found is by the end of the year, most clients are at about 88 to 95% success rate with everything on there. Now, that's pretty impressive considering you've been able to bust through a limiting belief and make it your new paradigm. You've been able to lock in that theme. You've been able to honor and live those values. You've been able to take those guidelines that really were coming from areas that you struggled with and be able to have them just be part of your lifestyle and how you are as a person. And then we get into, once all of that is completed, we get into the goals. It's not until all of that is done that we get into the goals, because we needed to do that to lay that foundation. So if we think of a house, a lot of times people just want to talk about what color paint they're going to use and what couch they're going to buy. But it all comes in the setting of the blueprint for the house and in the building of the foundation, right? This idea of preparing the ground and putting in the footers and putting in the basement and the cement and the structure. And it seems like that part takes longer and there's not much to show for it. But when that is solid, when that is very easily locked in, then you can build on top of it. And that's how we have skyscrapers and mansions and really intricate homes, is because the foundation was set strong with a lot of thought and intention. So it's less about the paint and the couches and the paintings and the lights and the tile work. That's like the goals. It's the icing on the cake. It's the benefit of these things is just so much higher. And that's why clients of mine come back year after year after year to do this process with me. Because you may think, well, can you just make goals yourself? And you can, but do you want to make goals that are going to be guaranteed that you accomplish? Are you going to want goals that are in alignment with your North Star, and goals that are helping you to feel satisfied and fulfilled, rather than just little measly goals or goals that are taking you in a different direction? Because we don't want goals that are created out of fear, scarcity, limiting beliefs. And that's the thing. If you are making goals without doing this groundwork, it's going to create goals that are very shaky, because there's still going to be limiting beliefs. There's going to be a lack of a theme that really is solid. You're not going to have values to be able to lean on. You're not going to have the guidelines that are really going to chart that course for you. So how do I recommend you do this process or the goal setting piece? Well, obviously, I recommend you do the 3-step process that I have in the Dynamic Year program: that evaluation, grabbing the wisdom, and having a great plan. Now, my clients come back year after year, even though they have access to this material. So why? Because they know the process now. So why do they bother? Well, it's important to do this in community with others. So one, led by a coach that is going to hold you accountable and lead you through the process each step of the way, reminding you each piece and its importance, and really holding you to grabbing the best pieces and choosing the best parts to put in your one-page plan. It's kind of like if there's only 5 pieces in this one-page plan, but every piece has to be the greatest piece. It's kind of like if you don't have the greatest pieces or ingredients, it's kind of like you trying to make something really amazing, a really amazing recipe with poor ingredients. The end result is gonna not be tasty, right? So when you have sourced the best ingredients, you're gonna have the best result, and it's gonna be the most delicious meal that you've ever had. And so the same comes into play with the dynamic life blueprint in the Dynamic Year program. So led by a coach, where you, key thing here, you share along the way, and you don't just share it with the coach, you share with a group of like-minded women who are, or people, we can say. In my case, it's usually women that join Dynamic Year. I specialize in working with women and empowering women. So you go through the set process led by me, you're all in it together, and then you have moments where you share. And there's benefit to this twofold. One, you have the opportunity to talk it through, to share, to be able to process it in a way that maybe by yourself you're limited because you're just writing things down. Also, in sharing, you are witnessed by others. And in the witnessing, that helps you to lock in more what you really want to accomplish, because it makes it real to share it with others. And then to get feedback from the people you're sharing with, feedback from your coach. It's like the Les Brown quote that says, when you're in the frame, you can't see the picture. And you see, that's the key thing, is other people can see in you what you're putting out there. And so they're going to see the picture, and they might see that there's something right in front of you that you're not seeing, or they might see something beside you that you're not seeing. And they also see the emotion when you share. So you might share a whole bunch of things and they go, wow, you got really into it when you talked about this, or really excited when you talked about this, or there was this strong confidence or like soul giving response when you talked about this. That helps you really know where you need to be choosing, because it's the things that are really the most important to you. So getting that feedback also helps you to create the strongest one-page plan, that dynamic life blueprint that's possible. So as I wrap this up, you think the art of goal setting is actually not even setting goals at all. It's about creating the foundation, going through a very specific process that helps goal setting to be possible. So in the next session, I am going to talk about how, when you create the goals, what are the things that you need to create great goals. So I hope that you will join me in the Dynamic Year program. We are starting this week. It is not too late to join, but if you're not going to join, it's going to be too late for you to set really great goals, and you're going to miss out on having that dynamic life plan. So I encourage you to join. And if you haven't yet, hit like and subscribe on this podcast. Share it with a friend, because, you know, as you share things, you elevate not only yourself, but you elevate them. And as Jim Rohn said, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so you want to raise the level of those around you. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.